For many of us, neighbors are people with whom we exchange hellos, but they're not really part of our lives. On August 16th, 1993, in Burlington, Vermont, 15-year-old Paula Haskell was taking care of 2-year-old Wesley and her 2 other brothers when she discovered that the person living on the other side of the fence was not just another face on the block.
JJ and I were watching TV. David was sleeping, and Wes was sitting there in the middle of the room playing with some of his toys.
Let me in! Let me in! I'll get that in a minute.
Wes got up, and we thought he went upstairs, because you could hear him going up the stairs. And so we thought he went up to play with David.
Nonsense. I'm your friend. I want to give you something.
A few minutes later, I was like, JJ, where's Wes? And he's like, I'm not sure. I'll go upstairs and check.
Wes?
Wesley! Wesley, where are you, buddy?
In the yard next door, Donna Hayes was looking after her 3 kids and 2 of their friends.
It was a beautiful day. It was very, very hot. I knew something major had happened. She let out one scream, and then she was completely hysterical from that point on. She just kept screaming and screaming and screaming.
Guys, come on, get out of the pool! Come on, you guys! Please, come help me, please!
Paula said, Wesley's in the pool. He's drowned. And I yelled, get him up.
Donna immediately called 911.
And I was just like, this is my fault. I was supposed to be watching him. He's dead because of me. I was completely terrified.
I saw Paula over her baby brother's body, rubbing his back. I clearly remember the smell of vomit and the purple. He was so purple, and I saw 2 white, big white eyes.
Oh my God!
Donna took over, and I ran inside to talk to 911.
Oh my God, I don't know what
I felt for a pulse, didn't feel anything. I was thinking, how do you do CPR? I gave him some rescue breaths. Then I knew his airway was open because his chest was beginning to rise. And then I went into chest compressions. And then back to rescue breathing. And I kept following the cycles. It was so hard. He was just so floppy and lifeless. I kept yelling, he's okay, Paula. Not knowing, of course, but I just wanted to be able to down. But there was just nothing happening. I have no idea how long I was doing it for. It seemed like forever. Finally, I thought I saw his eyes move, and he started to noises. I knew something was happening. I knew his heart had started, and I was just doing rescue breaths at that point, knowing that that was not going to hurt him.
Within 5 minutes of Donna's call, rescue units with the Burlington Fire Department arrived, including EMT Brian Trudeau.
When we got there, the child was already breathing. He seemed to be conscious, but he wasn't really responding to us. Donna reacted probably as calmly as anybody could have in a situation like that. I think there's a very good chance that he could have suffered some sort of brain damage, if not worse, had she not started the CPR.
Wesley was taken to the nearest hospital where his mother, Sue Haskell, joined him.
He opened his eyes, then he started crying. So I cried, and I told him, everything's going to be okay. Mommy here, so you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
You getting tired, Wes?
Yeah.
2-year-old Wesley Haskell was released the next day without any sign of permanent injury.
The day after he came home, he was himself again. He was running around. He said butthead, and that, I was like, okay, he's fine now, and he's completely fine. I can't express how much I'm thankful for everyone that helped.
I never thought I'd be able to handle an emergency. But the fact that I knew CPR, it made me calm. Before we put up our pool, I wanted my husband to be certified in CPR. And he said, well, I've seen it on TV. I could probably do it. I said, no, you need to know the details. You have to take a course.
Hey, Brent. I don't know. What? Is that good?
Bob Haskell is thankful his son beat the odds.
It doesn't take long to drown. Never once did we ever consider putting a fence around the pool, but we're going to be doing that next week.
Chair over here, bud.
I learned never take your eye off for a minute, or else you have no idea where he'll wander off to.
Not as hot as the 4th of July.
I'm just so thankful that she was there. If Donna hadn't been here, I think my son would be dead.